Good evening, hunters of the truth. By that I mean the truth relating to me. If you want the universe and why we live and why we die, come back in a few years. You never know what will happen to you. God, well, goodness knows what will have happened to me or become of me. Anyway, welcome to this episode, and despite being called hopeful, it's still hopeful, but it actually relates to my music. Now, because everything went shizzle storm, and everything still is, the music was really affected because I had to move so far away from my old stomping ground. I couldn't go to a college, not to the college I'd been going to, where people know me from, and I didn't really want to start anywhere I went or ended up or am. I didn't and don't want to start at somewhere that I'm not going to be at for a long time. At the moment, you know, it feels like everywhere that I go and everywhere I'm headed, I'm going to be temporarily, and I don't want to, you know, bury myself into a local system, set myself up, do well in education, get kind of locked into something, make loads of friends, and then have to terminate it after after an unknown amount of time. You know, I'm someone who likes a lot of rigidity, certainty. Sorry for inventing words, but I'm going to. Certain and timetabling and scheduling. I really like that, and at the moment my life isn't like that at all. Not via my fault. It's not my fault, but it's really, really annoying. Anyway, I couldn't go to the college or a college, and college was the only place that I could compose my original music. Not like on YouTube, not like doing YouTube videos, but I'll come to that. We're composing full pieces which could go to my SoundCloud. So when everything happened, that had to stop or go on the back burner. Same with the YouTube videos. You know, it's harder. It would be harder to film down here. There's not a lot of room for a piano. I am on track to get another room. There's not a lot of room for a piano. On top of that, there's no soundproofing, and I've already established that I've got neighbours, and they're not people who wouldn't mind. They are people who would mind or would possibly mind, and there's lots of risks in that. So in terms of doing a SoundCloud song or a SoundCloud song or a YouTube video song, that hasn't happened for a really long time. I'm going to try and be quicker in this episode. I'm definitely going to try and do it in one take. I don't want to work on the computer again. I don't want to do an editing video. Which one first? I'm not sure now. I've really lost the plot. Not that badly. There's no soundproofing for having a keyboard down here. Oh crumbs! This is not fair. I am thinking. That's what the whirring noise is, if you're wondering. Because there's the... I might get the keyboard down here. But I think, there needs to be another room, which I might be getting. Soundproofing. In terms of getting hold of software, I am on a waiting list to get some cast-off software from my main old college. So, I need certain software to finish up working on certain songs. Without the right software, I really am going absolutely nowhere. But I'm trying to cover everything. I'm trying to cover everything here. There are other things as well. Besides not being able to compose on computers and not being able to do stuff with cameras and keyboards, and that's there have been some other issues as well. And if I did really kick back into it and start doing music again, there are going to be some major changes. And here we come up to another kind of unfortunate, kind of not too happy thing. Again, can you believe that again? I live down on the English coast, and I'm happy to reveal that I live in Hastings. And if that's setting off any alarm bells for you already, then I don't mind if it does, because it should. And lo and behold, something happened to me. So I did get involved in an incident, and after leaving a very, there's no way to other put it. After leaving a very abusive father-son relationship, I didn't need something to happen. I mean, don't worry, I haven't been stabbed, but it's quite damaging. I've got the dates on me. It's quite a while ago, but luckily I have got dates for it. Hold on. Again, this is a thing that is happening in real time. There you go. Back on the 13th of the 10th, 2014, unlucky 13, I had been to the shops to get some shopping. And like I've already established, I have to buy all my meals. So that involves carrying a lot of food bags, and it was I probably early evening, maybe afternoon. It wasn't the afternoon. That's when I get up. So it was the early evening, and I had got off the bus and was walking back home, walking down Main Street in the vicinity of Hastings. Walking down a main street in the vicinity of Hastings, in the Hastings area. I think that'll do. I had a lot of bags with me. The beard was the hair and the beard were long. They weren't this long. I mean, we're talking 2014, but I still must have looked like something to some people. No beating about the bush. Let's get straight onto it. I was just walking along, and it was a nice-ish day. That was a difficult thing to say. Well, Hastings. It was a nice-ish day, and I didn't have my hood up. And I mean, I was here. I'd been here for a short while. I mean, I moved in here in August last year. So add everything up yourselves. What happened was this black. I could see it happening. This black car was driving towards, and everything changed. Everything went crazy. Someone, I didn't see any faces. I mean, he wasn't the guy who did it wasn't even leaning out the car, but this black car was coming. It had its window down, the near window, not the far window, because that would be crazy. But someone shouted "tramp" and threw something at me, and it hit me, and then they drove off, and it was a hit and run because I was like, whoa, I was like, whoa, I wasn't like, whoa, I was kind of like, I wasn't knocked down, I didn't fall down, but I was kind of, when you get hit by something, you get all these reverberations around your head, like you're a gong and you've been hit with a stick, like in a cartoon, and what happened was, it had been a 1p coin straight to the face, and I didn't get a chance, to get the plates of the car. By the time I fully came back to full rebootation, it was the car had gone. I mean, passers-by didn't seem to help or hadn't got plates or anything. Hastings, again, not very helpful people. But yeah, what happened was, I mean, I wish I had got the plates, because there were some police checking out other things further down the road. But you know, this is life. But what happened was, I was in a bit of I was in a real tiz about it, and I mean, I was okay. There's nothing, as you might have seen when my face was close to the camera before, there's nothing majorly wrong with me, but I phoned my old man and said, this has happened, and you know, can I come home and have a shower? And he said, no, you know, you have to step away from me more, you have to use the shower at your flat. And it wasn't really ready, it hadn't been OCDically prepared, so you know, I was in a real flap about that. And it was like my old man was, it was like I was in a wheelchair, and my old man was saying, well, actually you can really walk, you know, you need to get out of the wheelchair. It was really, really cruel, and I was in a massive tiz, and I was, you know, screaming down the phone, screaming the worst I've ever screamed, because, you know, over the past, including now, because me and my father haven't really separated, for the last 2.5 years with verbal arguments, I've been doing a lot of shouting at my old man, and every time we've had a verbal spat, it's had a go at my voice. And I've always thought to myself, when those things ended, I always thought, oh, you know, and it came back and it was okay, and the singing was okay, and the high range was okay. I always thought, you know, that this can't last. And lo and behold, after I'd screamed myself and so much, I did manage to get my old man to come and get me, and I had a shower at our old house, and that was a big, vast improvement, and everything was okay in that respect. And talking on that day, on the 13th afterwards, my voice sounded okay, but the next day I woke up and my voice was really, really quite insanely bad. I sounded like Marge Simpson, but worse than Marge Simpson, and it felt like I had a throat full of rusty nails, and that was really not good. And when my voice finally came back, my high range was gone. What I would say both famous and infamous high range, and that's yet another of those things that's made me feel, well, I suppose I better just walk straight into the shower with a live toaster, because you know, a singer, that's who I am. I am a singer, and if I can't sing, then then who am I? So you know, that's really problematic. What I'm going to do with this is I'm not going to do another editing thing, but I'm just going to have a second part, which I would like you to go to. Okay, so hold on. The second part, please go to it.